So I kind of started off wanting to write about the lack of trust that is sort of like blooming in America, right? And you can say, oh yeah, well that's because government sucks, and that's why there's declining trust in government. But then there's also decline in hospitals. Okay, well our healthcare system sucks. Okay, health and trust in science is also declining. Well, that's because science. At some point you start to say like, are there something that's sort of tilting the playing field,
Yeah.
right, against trust?
Hmm.
And people are trusting their neighbors less. People are trusting their churches less.
Hmm.
Um, People are just trusting everything less than they did as recently as 20 years ago, dramatically less.
Hmm.
And so I was sort of like looking at all this stuff and sort of casting about for reasons why this might be so. And um, what I found was that the trust in institutions, the ebb in that trust could be measured in people who were sort of opting out of some of these societal institutional systems that we've had in place for so long, right?
Yeah.
So to speak a little bit to your field, there's a segment of people who are saying, I can't trust the branch of psychology. I also
Yeah.
can't trust therapy.
Yeah.
My worldview is puts me in a place where that is all sus, right? And so they are turning to sort of other avenues. So I was like, okay, well, who's sort of inheriting that trust that institutions are losing? And what I found is that people are taking um, their problems of various sorts that used to be solved by institutions, or at least in the sort of like the golden age of institutions, the last 80 years or so, and instead are putting their trust in the paranormal believer community, right? So they are, uh, so anyhow, so as soon as I kind of like cotton to the paranormal thing, that folks are seeking services from, alien abduction support groups, peer groups, that people are seeking support from their mediums and psychics.
Yeah.
People are looking for explanations for their feelings of unease
Hmm.
from ghost hunters and so on. And they're looking for their answers in these other places.
Hmm.
Um, and so then I really wanted to find a sort of representative group of these sorts of, industry is probably too strong a word, but these sorts of communities and belief systems.
We saw a ghost inside our house, or was it wishful thinking? Please send us a